Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Bashem Chakodash, my name is Jacob from Plaintables Camp. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 20. And so the multitude allured by the grace of the work took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored as a man. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving their calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stock. Let's go back. In fact, let's do this. We got it. Stone and stock, says, did ascribe unto stones and stock the incommutable name. All right. Meaning it can't be transferred onto to a different to a idol. Saying this is the creator, this is the creator. It doesn't mean you can't say the name. All right. It means you can't say this stone, this man is the Messiah or the Father. The source code. It can't transfer. All right. That power, the omnipresent, omnipotent power can't transfer to an idol. It's Wisdom of Solomon 14:22. Moreover, this was not enough for man. It's like it. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the power, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. Okay, and that was the point here. 23rd verse. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. Let's listen in. And we're going to stop it at a particular point.
We got an issue in America. Too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their...
Now, George Bush had an alter ego. He was like a comedian and like a dullard, like a dimwit. That was his other personality that he would bring out sometimes. I'm sure he brought it out in that coffin in Yale University when he was with was it John Kerry? The other Skull and Bones member? Kerry. 8 years. So this is 8 years of Bushisms.
Their love with women all across this country.
And in his brief remarks, the president drew a roar from the crowd after putting his foot in his mouth.
You helped our nation celebrate its bicentennial in 1976.
The president's humor came to the rescue.
She gave me a look that only a mother...
Now, he's reading something. He probably did that on purpose to get a laugh from the audience.
Could give a child.
He plays, it's a character he plays. He plays stupid. And sometimes he really is stupid.
Is that Sam Donaldson? Forget it, you're a has-been. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Okay, so this how much he cares about the pain and suffering of the American people, or whatever the hell the question he was asked. Let's go back. Stop these terrorist killers. This is not AI. This is not something that was like a collage that was put together when he made this statement.
Terrorist killers. Can. Sam Donaldson? Forget it, you're a has-been. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
Okay, so he said that on purpose. Now you can say, oh, he was referring to the bad guys, but look, come on, this is not done on purpose.
Full. And so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
You think he just made that mistake saying that? I don't think that's proper diction. I don't think that's proper. All right. English Master is going to come out of the woodworks now.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. I think they misestimated the will and determination of the Commander-in-Chief, too. A year ago,
The Commander-in-Chief do. And maybe he has some cognitive problems. But when you're reading, I guess he might be dyslexic or he just make up shit on the fly. But these are very convenient mistakes. So the video was a CBS. This was a classic here. We used to share this in a messenger. 8 years of Bushisms. CBS. All right. Now we're going to go over to compass and square. Or the compass and the ruler. So on page 582 in the book Codex Magica says, in this thoughtful, eye-opening book, Scarlet and the Beast, knowledgeable Christian author and conspiracy researcher John Daniel illustrates the communist connection with Freemasonry. All right, and they complement each other. All these different ways of governing your system, your country, they work together. They complement each other. All right. Freemasonry, free from the Creator. The most prominent emblem of universal Freemasonry is the square and compass. The most prominent emblem of the universal Freemasonry is the square and compass. The square would be the ruler here, and the compass is here. All right. The square is the ruler. Look at see the marks, the inches or centimeters, and you can't see my cursor. And the compass is the triangle sitting up top. Well, it's only actually two angles here, but you know what I mean. And then you got the G in the middle, which is sex. What you can see. All right, it says here the Freemasonry is a square and compass. So now you know what the square and compass is, with the letter G inside the internal triangle. Oh, it's still considered a triangle. Okay. Daniel notes, as the person who wrote the book, that this represents the tools used by the lodge's great architect. All right. They're the devil that they worship. All right. To create the heavens and the earth. In reality, the letter G represents Gnosticism. The G is silent. The core doctrine of Freemasonry and the generative process, sex act. Masonry is, as Daniel notes, a sex cult. All right. And then you can pause it to read the other two here. Right there. English. It's in the middle. And then French at the bottom. So again, they're well, let's read through them. Let's read through them. However, English Freemasonry, the United Lodge of Britain, substitutes a human arm wielding a hammer in place of the G. This arm and hammer represents the mason as the builder, and they all work together as man at work creating the heavens and the earth. Thus was that Thessalonian scripture. He sitteth in the seat of God, thinking he is God. Roughly paraphrasing, thus man becomes God. The arm and hammer is the socialist slash communist organs or origins. The same symbol is found on a best-selling brand of baking soda, Arm and Hammer. Noted communist financier and oil corporation CEO Armand Hammer was given his name in honor of the communist movement. These things go back. These children are engineered, whether it be names, offices they get into. They're in there. It doesn't matter if you're poor living in a trailer park. If you are one of the descendants, if you were structured, or you were meant to, or being guided to, based upon your lineage, your family. Doesn't matter if you were in a trailer park, you were a bum on the street, you were on the business. Uh, you were guided by the elite. Arm and hammer. Note too, the arm and hammer symbol inside the square and compass is configured as a G. Oh shit, it is. You gotta see it. See the G, the hammer. Yeah, it is. It is a G. See how they're these are just expressions in different countries. All right, so it expresses here in the States, expression, but it's the same. It goes to the same equation, just expressed differently. Like 1 + 1 + 1 is 3, or 2 + 1 is 3. So it's expressed differently like that. And that's an example. And the last one is the French. Got the hammer and a sickle, I believe, or the let's read. Let's read it. Finally, we come to the modified square and compass of French Freemasonry and its Grand Orient Lodge. This lodge and its membership are deceit, decidedly anti-Christian and are markedly pro-communist. In 1877, the Grand Orient Lodge declared there is no God but humanity, embracing reason as their God. They replaced the G with the now familiar communist symbol of the hammer and sickle. All right, so there's a hammer and sickle. This represents collective common man. The proletariat, the proletariat, I believe that means like working class people. John Daniel points out that French lodges substitute symbol inside the typical square and compass form the letter G backward. Let me see. Yeah, I can see it. So the hammer and sickle is a G backward. So it's just different expressions based upon different countries. All right. So they all lie about space. They all lie about the children of Israel, and they are lying about not being in organizations like this. And they are highly organized. Okay, where we at? This represents the collective common man. John Dale, substitute symbols. The G backward, which is symbolic of negation of God. Hmm. It was Albert Pike who wrote in Morals and Dogma that there is no real person or entity named Satan. Pike claimed that Satan is simply a force, the negation of God. Of course, there is a spirit, a spiritual demon, a Satan, and he has other spirits that he has control over. But they're in order. So in earth as being heaven. So the heavens, the spiritual realm is in order. And soon that order is going to come to earth when Yahushua puts everything under his feet.